From a young age, my fascination with ghost stories and the concept of communicating with spirits has never wavered. Now, at the age of 15, I actively seek out every chance I can get to encounter these ethereal beings and engage in meaningful conversations with them. I have always been drawn to the supernatural and the unknown. As a child, I would spend hours reading books about ghosts and watching horror movies. I was fascinated by the idea that there could be a world beyond our own, one that was inhabited by spirits and other entities. As I grew older, my fascination with the paranormal only intensified. I began to research different methods of communicating with spirits, such as using a Ouija board or conducting seances. I even started visiting haunted locations in my area, hoping to catch a glimpse of something otherworldly. Despite the fear that many people associate with ghosts and spirits, I've always felt a sense of comfort and curiosity when it comes to these entities. I believe that they have a lot to teach us about the world and ourselves, and I am eager to learn as much as I can from them. During nighttime gatherings with friends, I would eagerly inquire about any ghostly encounters they may have had. Of course, not everyone shares my enthusiasm for the paranormal. Some people think that I am crazy or delusional for believing in ghosts, and others are simply afraid of the unknown. But for me, the thrill of encountering a spirit and engaging in a conversation with them is worth any skepticism or fear that others may have. It was during one of these discussions that a friend tells me about the mysterious and controversial Ouija board game. As I researched before, this game, known for its ability to connect with the spirit world, intrigued me immensely. Despite my friend's reluctance to play, I insisted that we give it a try, driven by my strong desire to finally meet and communicate with a ghost. We look for an abandoned house inside a forest near our house. The house looks creepy, and we slowly get inside the house and we find a table in the living hall. As we gathered around the dimly lit table, the Ouija board lay before us, its letters and numbers etched onto the smooth surface. The planchette, a small wooden or plastic piece used to spell out messages, rested in the center, ready to glide across the board at the touch of a spirit's presence. Excitement and anticipation filled the air as we placed our fingertips lightly on the planchette, ready to embark on this supernatural journey. With bated breath, we began to ask questions, our voices hushed and reverent. "Is there anyone here with us?" I whispered, my heart pounding in my chest. The room fell silent, and for a moment, it seemed as if the spirits were hesitant to make their presence known. But then, ever so slowly, the planchette began to move, gliding effortlessly across the board. As the planchette moved from letter to letter, spelling out words and forming coherent sentences, a mix of awe and trepidation washed over me. It was as if an invisible force guided our hands, allowing us to communicate with the other side. The messages we received were both intriguing and chilling, revealing details about the spirits' past lives, their unfinished business, and their longing for connection. I tried to ask if I could meet you. Out of nowhere, an ominous figure dressed in black emerged and sent a shiver down our spines. Filled with fear, my friend and I instinctively sprinted away, desperately trying to escape the unknown. Ignoring the obstacles in our path, I shut my eyes tightly and raced through the dense forest until we finally reached the end of the road. Gasping for breath, we wasted no time in snatching my friend's bike and swiftly making our way out of the eerie woods. Once my friend dropped me off at home, I wasted no time in taking a hasty bath and surrendering to sleep, seeking solace from the unsettling encounter. The following day, as we reunited in the classroom, curiosity consumed me, and I couldn't resist asking my friend if we should venture back to the same location at night to investigate if the Ouija board remained untouched. Driven by a mix of apprehension and intrigue, we agreed to return to the scene of our previous encounter. As darkness enveloped the surroundings, we found ourselves standing in the very spot where we had stumbled upon the mysterious boards, accompanied by the enigmatic planchette. Determined to unravel the secrets that lay within, we decided to engage in another session of play, only to be met with disappointment as no apparitions materialized before us. However, the air felt extremely cold, and we were shivering. We quickly left the forest and went home. As the clock struck midnight, I found myself unable to sleep due to the strange sensations I was experiencing. It felt as if an invisible force was tugging at my legs and causing glassware to clatter in the kitchen. I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched and disturbed by something or someone. The next day, I found myself skipping school to attend a family friend's function. Despite my initial reluctance, I couldn't resist the allure of the mysterious and unknown. I convinced my cousin brother to join me in exploring the enigmatic realm of the Ouija game, driven by a burning curiosity to uncover its secrets. With a nod of agreement, we embarked on a journey that would send shivers down our spines. As we delved deeper into the game, an eerie phenomenon unfolded before our eyes. The Ouija board, now seemingly imbued with a malevolent energy, beckoned us closer. With trembling hands, we placed our fingers on the planchette, our hearts pounding in our chests. The room fell silent, as if holding its breath, and then, with a sudden jolt, the planchette began to move. It glided across the board, spelling out words that sent shivers down our spines. As we continued to explore the enigmatic realm of the Ouija game, the atmosphere grew increasingly tense. Shadows danced along the walls, their movements defying any logical explanation. Whispers, barely audible, seemed to emanate from the very walls themselves, as if the house held secrets that were desperate to be revealed. With each passing moment, our hearts raced, our breaths quickened, and a sense of unease settled deep within our bones. Yet we couldn't tear ourselves away from the allure of the unknown. We were captivated by the thrill of the supernatural, even as fear gnawed at the edges of our minds. Doors in the rooms began to mysteriously close, as if guided by an unseen force, while others swung open with an unsettling creak. The air was thick with an inexplicable presence, accompanied by strange sounds that echoed through the corridors. And amidst it all, a pungent odor, reminiscent of dead animal, filled the air, intensifying the spine-chilling atmosphere. As soon as we exited the rooms, my mother's curiosity got the better of her, and she immediately inquired about the incident that had occurred. Eager to share my experience, I recounted the bone-chilling tale to her, leaving no detail untold. As I spoke, her face contorted with a mix of concern and anger, her eyes filled with an intense rage that I had never seen before. Realizing the gravity of the situation, my mother swiftly took charge, determined to protect our family from any malevolent entities that may have lingered. She knew that we couldn't take any chances, so she decided to conduct a series of prayers, seeking divine intervention and spiritual protection. Together, we recited ancient incantations and invoked the power of higher forces, hoping to create a shield against any supernatural harm that may befall us. Days turned into nights, and we continued our prayers diligently, never letting our guard down. The atmosphere in our home became charged with an air of caution and vigilance. Every creak of the floorboards, every flicker of a shadow, sent shivers down our spines, reminding us of the dark figure we had encountered. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, my mother approached me with a grave expression on her face. She revealed to me that the dark figure we had come across could potentially be the spirit of a departed individual. She explained that sometimes, when a soul is unable to find peace in the afterlife, it may wander the earthly realm, seeking solace or resolution. With a stern tone, my mother cautioned me against any future encounters with the supernatural. She emphasized the dangers of dabbling with forces beyond our comprehension, warning me specifically against using the Ouija board. She explained that such tools could inadvertently invite malevolent spirits into our lives, opening a gateway to the unknown that we may not be prepared to handle. Despite the warning, I couldn't resist the temptation to see if it was all real. So, a few weeks later, I found myself sitting in my room, staring at the Ouija board that was hidden under my bed. The curiosity was eating away at me, and I couldn't shake off the desire to play the game once more. I knew it was dangerous, but the thrill of the unknown was too enticing to resist. Late at night, when everyone in the house was fast asleep, I carefully retrieved the Ouija board and placed it on my desk. I dimmed the lights, creating an eerie atmosphere that sent shivers down my spine. With trembling hands, I placed my fingers on the planchette, ready to communicate with the other side. As soon as I asked the first question, a cold breeze swept through the room, causing the hairs on the back of my neck to stand on end. The planchette began to move, spelling out words that sent chills down my spine. It seemed as though I had made contact with a malevolent spirit. Suddenly, the room grew darker, and I could hear whispers echoing around me. The air became heavy, suffocating me with its presence. Panic started to consume me, but I couldn't bring myself to let go of the planchette. I needed to know more, to understand what was happening. But as the minutes ticked by, the atmosphere grew more sinister. Shadows danced on the walls, and I could feel a malevolent energy surrounding me. The room seemed to close in on me, and I could barely breathe. It was as if the spirit I had summoned was trying to take control, to possess me. In a moment of sheer terror, I finally let go of the planchette and pushed the Ouija board away. The room instantly returned to its normal state, and the oppressive energy dissipated. I was left trembling, realizing the grave mistake I had made. From that day forward, I vowed never to touch the Ouija board again. The experience had taught me a valuable lesson about the dangers of dabbling with the supernatural. I had come face to face with the darkness that lurked beyond our realm, and it was a chilling reminder of the consequences that could arise from playing with forces we don't fully understand. Now, whenever I see a Ouija board or hear stories of others tempting fate, I can't help but feel a sense of unease. The memory of that night still haunts me, serving as a constant reminder of the thin line between curiosity and danger. Thank you for watching. That's all for today's video. If you want to see more content like this, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. If you have any suggestions and experience related to the content, feel free to leave them in the comments below and join us on this journey.